Welcome back to the show. Check out these headlines we have for you. We got an update from Congress. Did China just hack the internet? Oh my goodness, we're going to get into it. Judge Torres has set the schedule for regarding remedies and discovery and briefing. You're going to want to know it. One technical analyst says we got 2 years before an appeal and so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter and YouTube for exclusive content. Right now, $1.45 trillion market cap for cryptocurrency. The market is off by 0.6%, 36,600 plus for Bitcoin, just over 2,000 right now for Ethereum. Tether market cap is 87.2 billion plus, watching it close. We see 66 cents for XRP. The market is up 1.9 to 24-hour for XRP and off by 2.8 on the 7-day. Let's get into the range of price. It ranges now between 10 cents because of the spike we saw late yesterday from the announcement of a XRP ETF trust by BlackRock, which has since been debunked. We'll talk about it. But before we get started, I want to tell you about Glint Pay, ladies and gentlemen. Buy, save, send, and spend real gold instantly. Okay, this is your alternative to banking. It is a great, join the hundreds of thousands of others who've decided to empower their life with Glint Pay and the MasterCard debit card so they can become their own alternative to banking. You should do the same. Check out the link underneath to the sponsor. Quick notification for Brad Garlinghouse yesterday says there's been an uptick in deepfake scam videos overlaying new words and old video footage from Ripple events. It says here, YouTube asleep at the wheel again. Reminder, don't trust, verify. All approved messaging will only come from official Ripple accounts. Thank you, Brad. I know we had sent a message and tagged him on that as well. Glad he addressed that for everybody. This is CNBC addressing the comments about the BlackRock ETF trust filing on the Delaware site. And they are saying that it is not legit, it is fake. Take a listen.
Of cryptocurrency, XRP yesterday briefly spiked almost 13% after filing for a BlackRock fund based on the cryptocurrency showed up on the official Delaware website that registers investment trusts incorporated in that state. The only problem, BlackRock never submitted the filing. A BlackRock spokesperson confirmed that the filing for an iShares XRP trust was false. It is unclear how that false BlackRock information ended up on the Delaware website. Could have been a great opportunity for somebody to profit.
Wow.
They managed to do that.
I still get a lot of stuff. We all on Twitter from the XRP. The XRP.
The Ripplean.
Yeah, the Ripplean. Oh, don't call it that. I don't know. They got a lot going on. A lot of things happened. Very, I don't know, they got a lot of beefs. Isn't that what you call it?
Yes, beefs, Joe. Beefs. Beefs about the fact that CNBC won't address the reality and the facts of ETHgate in the free pass, Joe. Just like nobody wants to talk about the wig you're wearing, right? That's the problem, Joe. And you know what the problem is. And you guys are bought and paid for over there, and there's a reason you won't touch it. There's a reason you don't touch the truth a lot over there at CNBC, but that's a song for another day. I want to sing it today, but I won't do it. Nevertheless, we got to look at this. This is serious. BRICS looks to ditch the U.S. internet services and create a new alternative. Now, we know that they want to de-dollarize. We know that they want to make their own gold-backed BRICS currency, right? We know all of this, but now we're talking about BRICS coalition ditching the U.S. internet services. Well, look, this is a very real thing because I want you to take a look at this from India Today. China researchers claim they can break the 2048-bit RSA using quantum computers. Entire tech world at risk. This is what they're talking about here. Now, you're not hearing this at home, but the reality here is they're basically saying that they can hack the internet. This is a startling claim, and if accurate, changes everything about the way we use phones, computers, and internet services. This is because almost the entire tech world is underpinned by 2048-bit RSA encryption. a standard that is considered unbreakable with regular computers. In fact, so secure is the 2048-bit RSA encryption that even banks, governments, and armies rely on it for data safety and security. This is why I said when we saw a couple casinos in Vegas get hacked, I feared that it could be a test run for a major cyber attack on the banking system. There have been multiple threats from other bad actors around the world like Russia and Iran and maybe even now China. We don't know, but they're saying they have the ability to do so. So it would make a lot of sense why they in fact want to stop using the U.S. internet services, because they may be planning to hack the service we have now. Let's hope that's not accurate. And if it is, let's hope that we have a solution, right? Update in Congress very quickly here from Ron Hammond. Shout out to him. He says tomorrow's the Senate banking hearing with the OCC, FDIC, Fed, and the NCUA, and some other acronyms that rhyme with gymnasium. So the House will have the same regulators on Wednesday. Crypto will likely come up with in context of SAB 121, SVB, Silvergate, and debanking. FDIC will be under fire after this article. You can see the article right here. But let's keep moving because there's a few things I want to grab out of this and not the whole thread. While the Senate is having prudential regulators, the House will be voting on various bills in the Financial Committee related to illicit finance, Hamas and Iran. Note that there aren't many bills in the list that touch crypto explicitly, more law enforcement Iran focused. After the House has its Wednesday morning hearing with prudential regulators, the Digital Asset Subcommittee will have a hearing on crypto's role in funding Hamas. Now, we know that the numbers were blown up artificially through that whole article that came out in the Wall Street Journal. The AML narrative has been a roller coaster of a narrative war, but it seems to have shifted the post-Wall Street Journal reaction. Capitol Hill lives in a headlines-driven world with so many issues facing policymakers and everyday folks alike. The headline is usually where the people stop. It says here, he goes on to say, however, thanks to pushes from these different entities like Chainalysis, Sam Lyman, and Nick Carter, and others, it says here, various law enforcement experts, crypto industry traders, and other reporters, the initial figure of $130 million being used for Hamas fundraising has been proven overblown by a sizable amount here. It also says, but that is just half the battle here. And basically, I want to go down to this right here where we get into it here. It says basically the next phase of the fight, does the Treasury or FinCEN have all the tools in the crypto space, or does Congress need to authorize more? Okay, let me give you this one more time. This is the next phase right here of the fight. Does the Treasury and FinCEN have all the tools in the crypto space, or does Congress need to authorize more? Does the current anti-money laundering regime stop bad actors from using crypto? Does the current AML regime stop bad actors from using fiat? All questions to come. But the reason I read that twice is because when we're talking about the Treasury and FinCEN, you're talking about prudential regulation, and we're talking about FSOC, Financial Stability Oversight Council. This is the question. So, obviously, Senator Tim Scott has bowed out of the presidential race. I didn't even know he was in. And he's going to have a bigger voice now that he's back in the Senate banking as the lead Republican. And even though he hasn't touched much on the issue, we know that Senator Sherrod Brown has with hearings and ideas of legislation, and he is vehemently opposed to crypto. And here we see the funding the battle in Congress could alter the strategy for including crypto bills, both good and bad, in large legislative vehicles like we witnessed not long ago in the massive bill that had the broker rule, right? And basically, we want to see what happens there, whether something is included in a large, massive bill like the infrastructure bill and what comes with it if it does. Remember, they got that language very, very wrong and not clear enough. So shout out to Ron Hammond for that information. But we got more to look at here. Just came in here, Judge Torres has set the schedule regarding remedies, discovery, and briefing. And the remedy schedule is February 12th, 2024, the party shall complete remedies related to discovery. By March 13th, 2024, Plaintiff shall file its brief with respects to remedies. By April 12, 2024, defendant shall file its opposition. And by April 29th, 24, plaintiff shall file its reply, if any, so ordered, by Judge Annalisa Torres. Now let's see this from Jeremy Hogan, who says, final briefs in April means a final judgment in July. But more importantly, look at the case heading, the only defendant is Ripple. The defense has whittled the case down to only 20% of what it used to be. How much of it will be left in July? That's why you hire top lawyers. Great comment from Jeremy Hogan. And here we have Fred Rispoli, and shout out to Wheezy for this. Top lawyer Freddie Riz says recent court order and Ripple case shows game over for the SEC. This is what he said here. He says this timeline, going off of the timeline that was shared here by Jim Filan, shout out to Jim, it means no chance an appeal would be issued before mid-2026 by the Second Circuit. The July 13, 2023 ruling by Judge Torres will be ironclad for a very long time. And I tell you, it sounds like to me that remains a legal dog leash, as I have talked about for years now, over top of this case and this asset and this company as it begins to take off for mass adoption inside of the financial system to complement the friction that exists as we change over into the fourth industrial revolution. Now let's take a look at this. ETHgate whistleblower says new evidence dropping. We're about to get into it at the Freedom Zone, but this is where we got to part ways unless you join us inside for next to nothing. We are tackling things here I couldn't dare to touch on social media. And knowing that the largest influencer in XRP space was wiped out, silenced without warning, without any notification whatsoever, I cannot feel safe covering this material any longer inside the regular social media platform. So this is where we do it now. Please join us in the Freedom Zone. What an incredible group of people, and join the hundreds and hundreds of others that are inside here. It is an incredible conversation going on, and we're having a lot of fun, by the way, too. We'll see you inside the Freedom Zone. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. I'll catch all of you on the next one.